A firefighter was bitten by a venomous snake. When the doctor tried to inject him with morphine for the pain, he refused to accept it. The fire chief also supported his decision. It wasn't because he was allergic, but because he used to be an addict. Refusing morphine in this situation proved his determination to stay clean. Just months ago, Brendan was still struggling with addiction, until one day his ex-girlfriend told him she was pregnant. She was sure the baby was his, but she didn't want him near the child, because Brendan was too much of a mess, and she thought he didn't deserve to be a father.
Stay away.
That's what you want.
A few months later, Brendan's daughter was born. Just one look at her made him decide to change his life. Brendan dragged his weed-damaged body to the forest fire crew, but no one there welcomed him, because they all knew about his past addiction.
Slots are all filled now. Sorry.
That's when the captain, Eric, called out to him. When he heard Brendan wanted to change because of the birth of his daughter, Eric decided to give him a chance. The team began their usual training. With his poor physical condition, Brendan couldn't keep up. The team saw his performance and thought Eric made a mistake recruiting him. Eric said nothing, just kept leading the team uphill. No one knew if Brendan could make it. At the top, the team admired the beautiful view, because at any moment, it could be devoured by wildfire. As they descended, they saw Brendan still climbing. Time passed, and they worried he might collapse. Just then, a figure appeared in the distance. Brendan, exhausted, had made it back. A man truly determined to change will use every bit of strength to overcome hardship. Brendan raised his phone, proving he had reached the mountaintop. His effort earned the respect of the team.
All right. See you 6 a.m. Monday.
One teammate dropped his prejudice and handed Brendan a bottle of water. A man becomes truly mature only when he takes responsibility. Brendan went shopping, not to treat himself, but to deliver baby food and diapers to his ex's doorstep. Then, aching all over, he walked away silently. During one training session, Brendan failed to answer a firefighting question. Eric punished the whole group with push-ups. Out of frustration, Mike joked about Brendan's daughter.
I know you're doing this for your baby girl, but I don't know, dude. I've heard some shit about her mama. You sure that kid's even yours, bro?
McDonough! Do it! Throw that punch!
Brendan threw a punch he'd ruin all his progress. Thankfully, he held back and kept doing push-ups.
That's where the line, man. I don't mind you sweating the looks, but you don't bring anything. You hear me?
One day, when dropping off diapers, he heard his daughter crying inside. Just hearing her voice was enough to satisfy him. His consistent effort gradually drew his ex's attention. Then one day, a wildfire broke out. Everyone got excited, as this could be their final test to join the elite crew. The wildfire was intense, and the evaluator had arrived. They flew to the planned site. The crew was fast, finishing their fire break setup ahead of time. This impressed the evaluator. However, Eric's fire control plan was not well received. As the fire advanced, Eric proposed a counterfire. The evaluator doubted it, thinking it would worsen the blaze. A disagreement broke out, and Eric lost his temper.
I'm telling you right now, don't. Due respect, you're just an observer. So let us do our job, okay? No. Step off! Now! Step off!
He soon regretted it, knowing this test was about the whole team, but his team backed him up. By nightfall, the counterfire worked. The wildfire was under control. They told Eric that no matter the result, they had put out this fire. On the way back, a tree suddenly fell. Brendan quickly pulled a teammate out of danger. Rick saw everything. Before boarding the chopper, Brendan's helmet strap went missing. It had to be taped on. Everyone laughed. Mike had hidden it as a prank. Brendan had won everyone's respect. Though Eric clashed with the evaluator, their overall performance was recognized. They finally became the elite Granite Mountain hotshots. As usual, Brendan left baby supplies at the door. But this time, his ex opened the door. She held the baby and wanted Brendan to see her. He worried he might dirty her.
Do you want to hold her?
No, I'm so dirty, I don't want to mess up her clothes.
It's okay, really. It's fine.
Though dirty on the outside, Brendan was cleaner than ever inside.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she looks like you.
Things were peaceful for a while until a nearby mountain caught fire again. This mission was critical because a 2,000-year-old ancient tree was in danger. Everyone quickly got to work, clearing all the nearby brush. They dug a fire break around the tree, then lit a backfire. They quietly stood by, waiting for the backfire to meet the wildfire. If the fires collided as planned, the tree would be saved. Under that tree, they took a group photo together. The next day, Eric got a call. The wildfire had started spreading again. This fire was fierce. They set up a fire break there, and the fire was rapidly approaching. But then, A passing firefighting plane accidentally doused the firebreak they had prepared. They had no choice but to relocate to a new position. Brendan, still recovering from the snakebite, was assigned to the lookout point across the ridge.
Don't miss me too much. Line it up.
Smoke quickly engulfed his teammates, a sign that tragedy was near. Brendan reached the lookout post, and his teammates in the distance were building a new firebreak. Everything seemed normal for now, but the weather changed quickly and the crew prepared to evacuate through the escape route to the ranch downhill. However, a storm front was moving in, and the fire spread faster than anyone expected. The once calm forest was suddenly consumed by smoke. The fire was closing in on the ranch they were heading for, and Eric sensed something was wrong. He ordered everyone to deploy fire shelters on the spot. They were now trapped inside the wildfire, and Eric called for aerial support. Just then, a firefighting plane flew overhead. Eric reported their exact location below, but the plane couldn't spot them. Eric lost hope. He knew their chances of survival were now slim. Brendan listened to the radio and felt helpless.
And I'll call you when we're under the shelters.
He understood what those words meant. The fire had reached them. They quickly deployed their fire shelters. Just like they'd trained, feet toward the flames. They gave the most survivable center spot to the rookie. They all pulled the shelters over themselves, doing everything they could. Now, their fate was out of their hands. The fire swept over them instantly. Brendan was deeply worried, but the radio went completely silent. When the fire finally passed, the search and rescue team found them. They were lying still on the ground, all burned beyond recognition. Of the 20 Granite Mountain hotshots, only Brendan survived.
Operation? Yeah, go ahead. Medic on scene. 19. Confirmed. Okay, I copy.
The families all gathered together, hoping the survivor was their loved one. Brendan showed up under overwhelming pressure. When the families saw him, they knew the truth. Their grief was crushing, and so was Brendan's, because sometimes surviving is more painful than dying.
Should have been me. Yeah, he was better than me. They were all better than me.
No, shh. Don't say that. I'm glad that you're alive, Brendan. Eric is too.